Okay, all right. So this word, if you're not sure, it's got a suffix on it. And if I cover up the suffix, we learned that in our Letterland. This word is jerk. Everybody say jerk. And then if we add it, it's jerked.
Jerk.
Can anybody tell me what jerked means? Harper, can you tell me what jerked means?
Jerked means you, like someone else is pulling on it, and then you jerk it.
Yeah, like you grab a hold of it, do it fast. Like, okay, here's my t-shirt. Watch me.
So, like, pretend there's two people. They're going.
Yeah, watch this. What did I do to this tissue out of that box? I jerked it out. That means I move it, pull on it real fast. Okay. All right. Meek. And then you add the suffix ly. Meekly. Remember when we learned about adverbs? The ly means in action, describes it. It's an adverb, meekly. Meekly, do it just real easily. Like, here's a pen, I need to get it. I'm meekly, just real carefully and easily doing it. It's kind of like the opposite of jerked. Meekly means to do something very easy and almost like you're scared to do it almost. This is what happens to you when you fall a lot. You get these all over you and you're all over. Bruised. Everybody say bruised.
Bruised.
I bet you all get that a lot when you're out playing and fall a lot. You get bruised. We got a lot of them that have base words and have ending suffixes on them. What's this word without the suffix? Drag. Everybody say drag. Drag. Now let's put the ending on it. Dragging. Notice when we do the suffix of ing on the end of it, sometimes we double that letter. We saw that in, no, we don't have any other ones right yet. But we'll learn about that a little bit later. But this is dragging. Dragging and bruised can go together in a sentence. I fell off the bike and it kept going and it was dragging me all down the street and I was bruised all over. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Ooh. Elijah, we're just going over vocabulary words for our new story, okay? This word is fierce. Everybody say fierce.
Fierce.
Okay, can anybody tell me the meaning for fierce? You tell me.
Fierce means you're not scared of anything and you just go right into it.
Like you're brave, right? Not afraid, you're very brave. Fierce. And but if you're fierce, doesn't how you behave kind of scare other people just a little bit? Sometimes. This word is foolish. Everybody say foolish.
Foolish.
Can tell me what foolish means? Elijah, you got an idea what you could say foolish would mean? You tell us.
Funny.
Funny. It could be funny, or what else? It can mean more than one thing. Be funny, doing something that's kind of funny. That's a foolish idea. That's a funny idea. What else, Harper, could you say?
It's like you are being bad and you're like stealing.
Not quite that. It would mean that you're not thinking through and making a good decision. If you make a foolish a decision. You're making a decision that is not the best thing to do. It's a
Yeah, that's what
bad,
I meant.
okay? You're foolish. You're not thinking things through and doing things that would make sense to keep you safe a lot of times.
Like, let's say this guy had these diamonds and he said he was going to give them to this person, and then he didn't.
Yeah. That's kind of foolish for telling somebody you're going to do something and you don't follow through, because that's not being very honest and doing the good decision with it. Yeah. Because that person could get mad at him, couldn't they? This word is gruff. Gruff. Everybody say gruff. Okay. This word, now we're not going to go over all the meanings of all of them. We're going to wait till we read the story, and we're going to look at how this word is used in a sentence. And that means we're using the context clues or the other words around it to figure out what it means. So we're not going to go over what this means right now. We're going to go and look at it in the story. We'll put it separate, okay? All right. This word is hunter. Everybody say it. Hunter.
Hunter.
We all know what that is. Somebody who hunts, isn't it? And if you read, we're going to be reading a book about a leopard, a ram, and a jackal. Those are all animals. Is it good to have a hunter in the story when you have those animals in it? Not if you're one of the animals, right? Juicy.
Juicy.
We all know what juicy means, don't we?
Juicy.
But think about this story when you're talking about a leopard, a ram, and a jackal. And we just heard about a hunter. And then we see juicy. Who do you think they're going to be describing?
Juicy hunter.
A juicy animal.
Yeah, yeah. That's just our prediction. We don't know. Now here's another one that's got a base word with a suffix on it. You know, suffixes is what we circle in Letterland. So this is a base word. Leap. And then when you add ed to it, what word do you have?
Leap. Leap.
What does leap mean? What's
It
another
means
word? Leap, Harper?
It means that you're you're like leaping. Like Hallie does in gymnastics. They call it a T. T
Leap.
position.
It's kind of a more descriptive way of saying somebody jumped.
Yeah, specifically.
Like, maybe like a, yeah.
Yeah. Dancers leap. In gymnastics, they leap. They don't just jump.
Keeps me reading.
Okay. All right. So we're going to take a look at our story. And I'm going to go to the next screen share. Okay, can y'all see it? Is it showing up for y'all?
Yep.
Right. So we have leopard, ram, and jackal. Now look at this down here at the bottom. It says an African folktale retold by Elliot K. Stone. Now why does it say retold and not just say by? Why does it just not say by Elliot K. Stone? And it says retold. What's the difference between just by and retold by? Hadley?
Retold by means that somebody else wrote it, but they're retelling it.
Yeah. This is an old story that's been passed down for hundreds of years, and it came from Africa. Back in the old days, before people had books to print and read, they would sit beside like the fire at their homes, and the older people would tell stories to the kids. And those kids would sit and listen to those stories. And those are called folk tales, because your family are your folks. And so a tale is a story. So this is a story told by your family. And then those kids, when they grew up, they would sit beside the fire and tell it to their kids. And it just kept going down through generations. And then finally, books started to be made, and some of those people would put them into books. So somebody told Elliot this story, and he finally decided to put it into a book. So that's why he says, I can't say it's all by me because I've heard it before. So I'm just retelling it or retold by. So that's what that means. So this is an old, old story from hundreds of years ago. And this is illustrated by Terry Herman. And there's some really good pictures in here. And then later on this week, you will be doing some drawing. I found a real neat activity where you can draw. Show you how to draw your own leopard. I think it's a leopard or a jackal. I can't remember which one I found for you to do. Doesn't this sound exciting? It might not be this week because I do 2 weeks because we only get to meet 4 times in 2 weeks. So one of those days, you're going to get to draw one of those animals. Remember how I had last week where you could draw a spider? I showed you step by step by drawing spiders. Now we're going to go through the story first. So looking at this picture, has anybody read this story before? I've not. This is the first time I've seen this story in here. So this is new to me too. Looking at this picture right here, does anybody have any predictions of what they think is going to happen or what this story might be about? Anybody got any clues? What do you think, Hadley?
Maybe there's like a pack of sheep and there's like a bully in the sheep, and maybe some of the nice sheep lost their baby, and then the jackals found it, and now the bully has been trying to get the baby and maybe kill it or something.
Could be. Was that how some of the words that we had in our vocabulary? Now, the ram's kind of hard to figure out. Ram is just like the boy sheep is a ram. The boy sheep has these big horns on it, okay? So that's how you tell the difference between a female and a male sheep. And so ram is just meaning the boy sheep in this story, okay? All right. Okay, let's go to the next page and let's look at the picture there and see if that might help with some more predictions. Look at this one. So we were focused more on the ram on the prediction earlier. Does anybody got any predictions about what's happening in this part of just going by this picture? Kira, what do you think's happening here just by looking at the picture?
Maybe a human or the jackal tied the rope to the leopard and the jackal.
Yeah, couldn't it? Yep. We don't know for sure. Okay. So what we're going to do today, let's see how much time we have left. We're going to start reading together some of this book. And then after a certain amount of time, I'll tell you what you're to do next, okay? So just like if we were at school, we're going to do our reading. All right. So, Hadley, I'm going to let you read this page. You read it to us out loud.
One day, Leopard went out hunting. He came upon Ram's house. Leopard was a great hunter, but he had never seen Ram in his life.
Okay. So, remember we had the word hunter. And we thought it might have meant a human coming after the animals, but now we learned that it's talking about the leopard being a good hunter. Well, do you think he might think of Ram as food? Who thinks that leopard might think Ram is going to be a good meal? Raise your hand if you think that. Because in real life, wouldn't a leopard eat a sheep? Or a ram? Sure would. But one aspect about this story, would a ram live in a house like this. No. So there's some things about this that's not true that make it an animal fantasy. We know that in real life a leopard would go hunting and it would see a ram and maybe eat it. But how they live right here doesn't look like it's going to be exactly true stuff. Okay, now before we read, I want you to take a look at this. Do you see down here before the word good, you see these two marks right here before good, and then two of them at the end of the question mark? Those are called quotation marks, and that means in between those are the words that came out of the mouth of the character. Have you ever done those graphic novels, and when sometimes the characters are talking, they have a speech bubble, it's got a little point to it, and a little circle, and what they're saying is inside that little speech bubble? Okay. Some of you have, some of you haven't. But this is like a speech bubble, and it's telling you this is the words that came out of that character's mouth. Here's something else that's said right there, and then here's something else right there. So we're going to look and see who's speaking, and then we're going to read that part together, but we're going to use the voice of that character. Right? So right here, he went to Ram and said meekly. I'll say, right here, this first one, this is the leopard talking. So what kind of voice would you think the leopard would use? I remember it's like a large cat. So it kind of has a growl, doesn't it? Good day, friend. Almost like you're growling when you speak. Everybody say good day in your best leopard voice that you can. Ready? Say it with me. Good day.
Good day.
Yeah. It's like a growl, a deep growl, because you're a big cat. Then down here, Ram, the sheep, is talking. But he's a big sheep. So how would we say I am Ram in using a sheep voice?
I am Ram.
I am Ram. It's like a deep voice. I am Ram. Because see his eyes right there? How he's doing his eyes? He's big. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read the parts that are not in quotation marks. And when I get to the quotation marks where the characters are talking, we're going to do it all together in our voices of those characters. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Leopard was a little afraid of him. He went to Ram and said meekly, oh, so Leopard's afraid of him. That's different than what we thought earlier. We thought he was going to go after him because he was a hunter, but he's afraid of him. And he went to him meekly. That means he went to him easy and soft, not fierce. Okay? So now we're doing our leopard voice. Everybody ready? Get your leopard voice ready. Here we go. Say it with me. Good day, friend. Who might you be? Good job. And now we're going to do Ram, that deep voice, without the growl part. Ready? I am Ram. And you don't read this part. Said Ram in a gruff voice. Okay, gruff means in a deep voice, just like we've been doing. So gruff is a deep, rough voice. Okay, and here he is, Ram speaking again. You read it with me. Who are you? Okay. So this is kind of opposite of what I thought might happen when these two characters meet. I thought that the ram would be afraid of the leopard and kind of be the meek one, and then the leopard be the fierce one. But it's the opposite. Wouldn't you think the opposite too? Ooh, before even reading, look what's happening. Look at Leopard's face. How does he, just by looking at his face, how do you think he's feeling in this picture?
Sad.
Sad, or a little bit
Scared.
because he looks like he's trying to run away, doesn't he? It looks like a scared face, like he got really scared over something. Okay? So here we have Leopard speaking right here. See the quotation marks? So you all read with me inside this quotation marks using your leopard voice. Everyone ready? I am only leopard, said leopard
Softly.
softly. Remember, he's meek. Meek means easy. Scared softly. He's kind of scared. Leopard was so scared, he ran straight home. And that's what's happening right there in that picture, isn't it? As soon as Leopard got home, he went to Jackal. Jackal's house was close by. So on the next page, where do you think we're going to be at?
Jackal's house.
Jackal's house. Okay, that's your prediction, but I'm not going to turn the page because this is just like if we were in school and you had come to me to reading table and we were doing this together, and then I'll say, okay, now you're going to go back to your desk at school and you're going to go to Raz Kids on your Chromebook and you're going to go to my assignments. You know how there's two buildings in there and one of them's assignment building? Click on the assignment building and then click on Leopard, Ram, and Jackal. And I want you to listen and read this story at your desk right after you get there. So here, you're going to get off of this Zoom meeting with me, go on Raz Kids, go to assignments, click on Leopard, Ram, and Jackal, listen to it, and read it. And that's all you're doing. But you're going to do it right now as soon as you get off, so you already have it done. Okay?
Miss,
Yeah?
do we do the quiz?
No, don't do the quiz yet. Okay? Hold off on the quiz. Because I'm going to do a little review thing activity with you before you do the quiz to help you out, okay? So you're only going to do two things, the listening to it and reading it. That's all I want you to do today. Has everybody got it? So
Yeah.
as soon as I log off, that's the first thing you're going to do. You're not going to go to something else. So Elijah, as soon as I get off, you're going to go to Raz Kids and listen and read it. And that's all you have to do. And then you can go to the other things you need to work on. But I need you to do that right now as soon as we get off. Okay, everybody? And when you're reading it, if you want to practice doing your reading it as those characters, do that like we did, okay? Because I might do a reader's theater with us later. And in reader's theater, it's kind of like a play. And each of you have a character. And you need to use your voices as those characters. So we're going to practice with it now, okay? Does anybody have any questions at all? No? Well, I hope you all have a great day. And those that are in my second grade group, you know how we did those animal projects? If you'll notice on your checklist on Tuesday, we have a 9 o'clock meeting tomorrow. And the ones that didn't get to share last week are going to share it this week. Like Kira, you'll be ready and you get to share your one on wolves, okay? All right? Okay, everybody? So I'll hopefully see you all on Tuesday. And then Camden, I'll see you when we meet this group again on Thursday, okay? But anytime you're working on anything and you need extra help or just want to meet with me, send me a message and I can do a Zoom meeting just with you, me and you together on anything that you need. All right, guys? All right. High five. You all did great work last week getting all your work done, guys. Keep it up. See y'all later. Bye, everybody. Adios.
Bye.
Adios, amigos. After well, crocodile. Later, alligator.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, fly.